Hey guys! So I started off by priming with the Smashbox Primer Water, and now I'm going to be going in with my foundation. I'm mixing Estee Lauder Double Wear in Ivory Nude with L'Oreal True Match in Alabaster, and I'm blending those in with a Real Techniques sponge. The Ivory Nude from Estee Lauder is the lightest yellow shade that they have, and yes, I'm well aware that I have a pink undertone, but the lightest pink shade that they have in this foundation, which is called Cool Bone, is at least 2 or 3 shades too dark for me, so that's why I blend the two of them together. Estee Lauder Double Wear is for oily skin, and L'Oreal True Match, the original, is more so for oily skin, but the two of these combined make for the prettiest, glowy, healthy finish. And the coverage cannot be beat. So then I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and this is in just the brightening shade, and I'm kind of using this as a color corrector. It does have a kind of salmon-y color to it, so it's perfect for canceling out the blues in my under eyes, which are pretty ridiculous. And then I'm also going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the lightest pink shade, whatever that is, and I'm also blending that in with my Real Techniques sponge. I haven't bought a beauty blender and I want to say probably about a year, because I love these sponges, and I think I have like 3 or 4 backups in my drawer. No joke. I love this sponge. I love the flat side. I love the texture of it. I just love it. So this is all I use. Now I'm going to be taking this Clinique Chubby Stick, I cannot talk, in Robust Rhubarb. I went a little crazy at the Clinique counter the other day, and I got a bunch of Chubby Stick products. So this is kind of a first impression for me. And then I'm going to be taking the same product, but in Hefty Highlighter. This highlighter is beautiful, and you'll notice that I'm using my finger to dab them in, mainly because I tried dabbing it on my skin, just not using my finger, just straight away with the product, and it wasn't really having a whole lot of color payoff, so that's why I did it this way. So if you use the heat of your finger to kind of meld it a little bit, you know what I mean? And I'm blending it in with a sponge. It's going to look kind of non-existent at first. It isn't quite that non-existent in person, but I did go back and add a little bit more after the fact, which you'll see here in a second, because it just didn't have enough color for me. And this is a beautiful color. It's kind of a peachy color. I wouldn't really call it a rhubarb color, but you know, they didn't ask me. So I'm blending that in. And now I'm going to be setting the under eye concealer with the Makeup Forever HD loose powder. And I really like to set my under eyes with that because it's really lightweight. It's very, very nice. And I'm going to set the blush with a Clinique Cheek Pop blush in Peach Pop, which just kind of is the same color as the Rhubarb cream blush that I used. So it works nicely together. And I'm going to set everything else that I didn't set with the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. Is that right? I really like this powder. It's really cheap. And if you need a mattifying powder, or if you just need a powder in general, this is a really good one. This is a new Pixie Highlight Blush Duo in Rose Gold. I'm not a big fan of the blush in it, but I love this highlight. And I got this in my Ipsy Glam bag, I think in March, and I really like it. It's all I've used for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and I love applying it with this fluffy brush. This is just a fluffy eye brush from Morphe. This is also a Pixie product that I got in my Ipsy Glam bag probably about a year ago, and it is the bronzer, beauty bronzer in Summertime. Yeah, and I love it. It has a very slight shimmer to it. Now I'm taking the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to contour, obviously using the lightest, coolest shade. And this is the only powder in this palette that looks even remotely flattering on me. So if they could sell these powders individually, that would be great, because it's a beautiful powder. I think it's one of my favorite contouring products. And this brush is just from Morphe. I don't really know what it is. It doesn't have a name, but it's just kind of a small dense brush. And I'm going to be taking some whipped cream eyeshadow from NYX and kind of cleaning up that contour. I know this side looks really choppy, but I do go out and blend it a little bit later. I think I cut out that footage, but you can see there I'm trying to blend it out a little bit. And we're back. I've already done my eyebrows and primed my eyelids. And now I'm going in with MAC Bamboo. You'll see there it was a lot darker than I wanted it to be because the brush I had used, I did my eye makeup the night before, and it was really dark and smoky when I went out. And when I say I went out, I went to Applebee's and had a white peach sangria. That was phenomenal. But anyways, so I didn't mean for it to be this dark, but it just kind of happened. So that's what we are going with. And then the star of today's show is this Morphe 35U palette. It is an entirely shimmer palette. That didn't really make sense. The entire palette is shimmery. There are no matte shades in this palette. These colors are incredibly pigmented. They're so pretty. My coworker got this palette and she swatched a couple of the colors and I just said, oh, I have to have it. So I'm just taking those super peachy orange shades and kind of mixing those back and forth. And the whole point of this look is just to look very like bright and springy. So I'm just going to be building up that color a little bit so it pops nicely. And then I'm taking that peachy pink shade. It's a really dark pink with an orange undertone. And I'm going to be popping that in the crease just a little bit to add more color. Back and forth, back and forth. I know my nose looks kind of blotchy right there with that highlight, but I fixed it before I went anywhere, I promise. And now we're done with that palette. And then going back to my NYX Whipped Cream eyeshadow, I am going to highlight my brow bone. My friend Courtney, my coworker Courtney, I told her that I was just going to not do a voiceover and just write all the products on the screen. And she told me that my voice was soothing. So I went ahead and did the voiceover, but I don't know how I feel about that. I hate the sound of my voice, but I think everyone hates the sound of their own voice. This is a Sephora eyeliner. I'm going to link down the color below. I believe it's my boyfriend's jeans or boyfriend's blue jeans. I'm not sure. I just put that on the outer edges of the eye. And then I lined the waterline with NYX eyeliner in white. So I just wanted to keep it super bright and fresh. This is the Illamasqua liquid eyeliner. I got this in my Ipsy Glam bag, I believe also in March. And it is amazing. I love the brush. I love the formula. It's very nice and thick, but not too stiff. And it's so black, which is very, very important. I skipped the other eye because I completely messed it up and I didn't want to put that in the video. So I don't know what that was that just fell. So I took that out and now I'm going in with some Estee Lauder mascara. I'm trying to grab it here so I can tell you which one it is. It is the Sumptuous Bold Volume Lifting Mascara. And then this is another Clinique Chubby Stick product. It is the moisturizing lip balm. And I'm not sure. I want to say it's Chubby Cherry. I'm pretty sure it's Chubby Cherry. It's in my car, so I can't really tell you. But that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you are enjoying the nice spring weather we have and not dying from the pollen. And I will see you next time. Bye!